Hi everyone, up at the property working on my bonsai oasis. Yes, we got a hole that we've made bigger. We've got some mulch that we've been spreading around. We're gonna weed some later and work on the skirting. It's a busy weekend again. Where? Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Very excited. After taking the lumber off of the trailer, the first order of business was to take care of the mulch. Now I got 3 yards of mulch and put that underneath the tree with the big Bonsai Acres sign. Now people have told me, hey Dave, you should rent a wood chipper and chip up all those branches you cut down. Well, that thing with delivery would cost me over $300. And this pile of mulch that took me about a half an hour to undo from the trailer cost me $45. I thought this time around it was worth it. I knew right away the mulch was going to go over the trees that I kind of put along the boulevard of the yard. So on the south end up by the trailer, I put some mulch over by those pine trees. And then of course the pine trees that kind of line up the south side of the hill leading down towards the trees in the gated area. We got some mulch on there as well. So the mulch will be used for that. And then once I clear out the weeds from the gated area, we'll put some mulch in there finally. At first glance, this might not make a lot of sense, but if you can appreciate the height that I am at with the door right here, I can reach the door. Now the door is still a little bit high from the ergonomical doors we have on houses, but a whole lot better. Why? Well, because we worked on the old cement block. I came up about a week ago with my friend Kale, and he had never ridden a four-wheeler before. So he was loving life once he got the feel of the four-wheeler. We got a whole bunch of loads of dirt and put that first around the door, the service door, and I made it high enough so I could add a little bit of paver sandstone, and then I was gonna put my 2x6 frame with about 4x4 slab to make a nice step right going into the garage. We're up at the Bonsai Acres on a hot summer day, and to our surprise, Porter has returned to the shed. I didn't think on these hot summer days he'd ever be in here. He'd be in his other neck of the wood places, I don't know. But Porter, scared to death. I didn't take much footage with my camera that trip, but I did take a few snaps, and we got this thing all nice and leveled off with a nice slight slope down away from the shed. And we're gonna be able to have some more dirt brought in here and have a nice, climb up to the door instead of the steep monster that it is right now. It was my main goal for the last time I was up here with my friend Kale. Well, there we have it back live. Look at that thing. Looking pretty nice there, right? Look at all the horse flies buzzing around. Now, again, it's a little bit steep in here. We need to get a lot more dirt in there. But the next goal here, if I can do this tomorrow, I think that's my goal for tomorrow. You see this nice area right there where it covers up the wood, but then there's holes right there where all that green is still growing. So we're gonna put dirt all the way down to the end. I hope tomorrow, just get a little dirt, only about as far as it is right here. And then you see this little indent right here? Yeah, that's from the rain falling off the roof. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use the trailer and the four-wheeler to bring all kinds of the big rocks from the property, and I'm going to line this whole thing up with rocks. So when it rains, it doesn't splash up and look at how dirty it is there, right? It's because it's landed on that dirt, that sand, and splashing it. So we're going to do that tomorrow. We'll see if we get that far. So it was time for skirting day 2. So I started on the outside like I did last time and put all the 1x8 brown toned, cedar toned wood on the outside. Now again, that's graded for touching the ground, and so whatever moisture is going to be down there, yeah, that should last longer than your typical board. And again, decades from now, yeah, there's going to be a little rot, I'm assuming. I started at the garage door front of the shed and got that piece in, and then worked my way down the east wall and got all the 1x8 brown treated cedar tone stuff done first. Now after that was laid down, I was able to come back in and do the 2x6 for the inside structure. Not only will these 2x6 make a much more solid shed, it's a nice solid 2x6 piece of treated lumber with the dirt going right up to the edge and making sure that it's nice and sturdy and solid for years to come. And then of course, after that was all put in, I put a little support beams on the insides and connected them to the 1x8s on the outside. Did a little bit of that, and then brought in the dirt. So again, another 6, 7, 8 trailerfuls of dirt, and it's nice. The back corner is already pretty full. The back corner was the highest part of the garage as far as dirt is concerned, so only a few trailer loads needed. And then working back down towards the front, where the electrical panel and such is, we got a few more loads in there as well to make this looking pretty darn nice. Today I wanted to work inside the shed for the most part, though. Even though it's kind of a cool day, I moved everything back over to this side now. So the last time I was up here, I got all that stuff over there the last time I worked on the skirting, and got a lot of stuff over here. So the only thing that's left on this side is that pallet with some soil. I got too lazy, I left that there, but it was right in the middle. So I was able to put some dirt back there and some dirt up over here and be all right. So the northeast corner is looking really, really fantastic. Right in there, it's pretty darn level, and I didn't have to bring that much in to get this all level, and it comes down slowly this way, and so between here and what I did first, we still have this little whole area here, but it's not as bad on this side. Pretty nice. So no light or very little light coming in through here. And then up by the electrical panel here, we're going to talk about that in a second. We got some dirt in here looking nice and level. This is looking pretty good. So we're going to need a lot more dirt in here, but not as much as I was maybe thinking earlier on. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Now, I am in no way an electrical guy, and so I had a guy come on out last time when Cale was up here with me, and I had him look at my electrical box and give me some thoughts, and he worked up a quote for me to kind of fix and update the panel, because I assumed, and I was right, that it was way out of date. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off right here real quick, which means this is going to hang like that. Yeah, this is just old and rickety and broken, and there's the box with a little bit of labels and on, off, and oh my gosh. So let me tell you, there's 3 cables down here, 3 thick black cables, and a gas tube. And they had a gas tank, I think, in here. The tube goes down underground, and the tube goes right out there to that little bush by my finger right there. There's little ferns right there. The gas comes up there, and that must have connected to their trailer. But also, the 3 wires also came up there that comes underground somewhere, and it came up right here. And so these wires right here, 3 of them, were dangling from the box right here, right under here. They were just kind of dangling here, the three, connected to the box somewhere up in there. And the gas was sticking up here, and there's one other random cable. And so we went ahead and we just snipped those off. I said, yeah, because he said that wasn't code. And so we snipped it right off. All we have left is the left side panels, a couple of things with power. This is making my saw work right now because I don't have my solar power station up here today. And then down here for the light switches over here and giving me the power to the RV over there. So I have some power, and when I leave, I just go ahead and hit the big old main switch and turn it off and conserve some energy. And so now that's a little bit cleaned up. Now the electrical guy said we're going to have to change that meter as well because I don't think that is up to date. It's a really old archaic thing. So it's going to cost a pretty penny to fix this. A little bit more than I anticipated spending. So for the new box back here, that new box and the meter out there, he quoted me with his labor about $1,500. Now I'm going to buy the stuff myself. He gave me a list and save some money there. I also asked him if he knew anything about feeding into the grid. So if I ever have to give power back to Minnesota Power that I pay for a little bit of power right now, when I'm not watering, those solar panels could be just saving a lot of energy. And when I'm not here for days on end, all of that power right over there could be feeding the grid right up there. Now, of course, that's a whole bigger thing, and we have to talk with the power company, and we have to have them come out, and there has to be some analysis, and there has to be some figuring out, and it's like, so that could be in the future. But in the meantime, I'll have backup power here as I want it to be backup power, and then I'll have my solar array back there that's going to provide all my power for here when I'm on the property. So semi-off-grid. Off-grid would be great totally, but we'll get there sooner or later. But right now, a little bit of both to get me going as I build my oasis. I think today I'm at a stopping point, so we'll do some more dirt moving tomorrow. We're going to do some weeding down there by the trees in the gated area, and who knows what else. It's a Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go take a little trip down the river, and I got all day tomorrow to get some more work done. So we'll see you in a click or two. It's kind of funny, I've had this property for a year, and this is the first day in a year that I've seen the front southeast corner of the building. And now it's all really nice and lovely skirted. I need to work on the trash heap here, but I am going to use this cardboard for some recycling. We'll talk about that at a later time. And I have to clean out the rest of the weeds here. I didn't quite do a full job, but that's the front of the garage that I've only seen for the first time today. Yeah, and the weed garden. My goal this trip is to get this thing weeded out. There is so much work to do up at Bonsai Acres, and it's really going to take years for my dreams of what I want this to look like and feel like to come true. But every time I'm up here, the progress makes me feel so much better and like I'm on that path. I am on that path, and it feels fantastic. We're down at the gated area where I bring in my final load of mulch. If you can look around us here, we've got all kinds of mounds of mulch all down here. Just put all the piles in. This is the last trailer full that I'm gonna do today, I think, or for this time period anyway. And we're gonna smooth it all out and make sure we have less weeds growing in this tree farm, because weeds are not our friend. We want all the nutrients and energy to go to the trees. So it's time to start spreading. Well, what do you think? Let me show you the pre-picture. Before weeds, after weeds. Now we look like Bonsai Acres, the way it should be. All that mulch, less weeds. A good morning's work. Now the afternoon can be spent on hauling a little bit more dirt and polishing up the front of the shed and maybe moving some rocks. This looks so good with mulch. I'm so happy. After we put the cardboard down, 6 loads of dirt near the shed's edge, and then 6 loads of dirt a little bit out, raking it out, and the 4-wheeler going back and forth a couple times. Look at that. We have the front part of the shed. We've got the southeast corner, which I didn't even see. I mentioned this earlier until this trip, and now look at it. So we have a nice grade from right there. So when I order the driveway gravel, the underlayer and the gravel, we'll be able to stomp that right there and get up to about where the aluminum siding starts. It'll be really nice as kind of this driveway forms. Now, I did this last time when I worked on my stoop there, and then so I've got this left today. So this will be about another 6 up front and about a 6 right here, and that'll be it for today for this front section. We'll leave it at that. And that's gonna make this look super nice, nice and level. And eventually I have to get rid of these beams here that block the garage door. Now, I don't think they put a very good header up there, up on the top. So we're gonna put some more 2x6s or even a 2x4 there, or 4x4 there, and maybe a 4x4 there in place of that 2x6. Get it up there and get a couple of 2x6x12s going on the top for a new header in case that header isn't strong enough. And then we can get these beams out of here, so that'll be nice and strong. We don't have to worry about those beams. I'm not sure why that was done, but we'll do that maybe later on this summer with Toby's help. But looking good. It is time for a lunch break, and then we'll come back and do this. And then that'll be the main goal for today. I did mention earlier I wanted to get this side done, maybe a couple of trailerfuls that will get in here just a little bit to keep some progress going, or maybe some of the rocks right in this front section right here. After I've been doing this for a day or two, I get pretty tired, and even though it's an overcast day, a little muggy, overcast and cooler than normal, I'm still sweating and I'm still hot and getting, I'm getting peaked as far as my limit, so I gotta be careful. Let's go grab some lunch. We made the shed look really good this trip today. We got all kinds of dirt from a couple different locations to fill up the dirt along the south side where the big garage door is. And it took a lot of dirt, but we got it done. So we put some cardboard down below. It rained a little bit today, just enough to get that cardboard wet, put that in place and go ahead and put the dirt over that. That acts as a weed barrier, and that'll eventually all break down and create some actually good, decent soil in the future. But it'll all be covered with the garage or driveway gravel stuff anyway, but fill in a little space and keep those weeds from coming back. And then there's the tree section, the gated off tree area that I weeded and weeded. Oh my gosh, that was on my hands and knees for a good half an hour, everybody, getting those weeds from front to back, left to right, and then bringing the mulch down. Now I was able to use my four-wheeler and my trailer to bring a couple of loads down here and then use a nice big bin that I used to mix my cement with. Yeah, I put some in there and dumped and made a whole bunch of big piles and then spread them all out. And now this actually kind of looks almost, well, gosh, should I say it? It almost looks like a nursery with little bonsai trees in it. So cool. The sun is trying ever so hard to peek out today. It was a very gray day, no sun at all yet, but boy, just a little glimpse of that here just moments ago. Well, this is going to do it. What a fantastic time up here. Got a little bit of a paddleboard in this trip. I got a lot more dirt moved around, and let's show you the final results, shall we? Southeast corner of the shed, and we got all that dirt in there. Look at how nice that is. Yeah, there's my relaxing chair, everybody. I actually sat in it today, and we got dirt all the way around to the backside over here to the southwest corner. Brought in a few boulders from down by the pond area. So all the dripping from up there will not splash dirt up there anymore because I have some rocks there. So I didn't get to this, as you can see. I do have one big monster rock there. I may go get a couple more rocks for right there before I leave tomorrow morning. But there we go. We are making some really cool progress. And this is starting to feel like a place that I can have people up here. We're cleaning it up. It just feels great. Super pleased at the progress up here at Bonsai Acres. We have a shed we can go into and see all our stuff. It's getting organized, and we're almost ready to order some driveway underlaid gravel stuff, and the gravel, whatever they call it, number 47, number 5, all these numbers I never remember. We'll get all that hopefully by winter time. But the next big project is going to be right in there. We're going to have to build the cold frame that I hope to get activated by this winter. So there's a little tease for you. The front of the shed looks great. The stoop is working great. Everything is coming together. It's time to just rest and relax in the orange chair. Soak it all in. Until soon. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Very excited.